Hello, everybody. My name is Teresa Mesqua, and I'm so happy to be with you again. This time, I want to talk to you this beautiful book. It's called The Honeymoon Effect. And I know I always tell you that this is wonderful on the books that I read. But you know what? Sue once says that every time that you read a book, it's, of course, something new that we're learning. But I'm kind of now think that it's kind of like what the universe want us to learn and have some experience about it, and I just gonna talk to you a little bit more about it. um, this book is from Bruce Limpton, and wow, it's amazing. I really invite you to buy this book because it's great. It's great. It's not only about really love. It could be love relationship, but it's relationship with myself and everybody else. That's amazing. I really recommend you. Well, the it has different chapters, and then the first one is feeling and living heaven on earth, and it talks about that we need to understand the process. How do we feel when you fall in love with this special person? Do you feel healthy? Yes, of course. Do you have a lot of energy? Yes. Is this so beautiful that you cannot wait for the next day? Yes. Um, just think about it. The last time, or whatever you feel in love, how do you feel? How was that experience? And so where this thing comes from, how this beautiful thing happens, how did we start this beautiful feeling of state of being? And then good news, we created. That's awesome, isn't it? And we can live in it if we choose to. And then it talks about good vibes and bad vibes. We all are energy. We all vibrate in energy. Everything that we interact with is energy. Everything. Constructive energy or constructive interference is when two energies come together and amplify each other's energy, and we produce good vibes. Our atoms are in harmony. We grow together. And then it talks about destructive interference is when two energies come together and cancel each other's energy. We produce bad vibes. Our atoms are not in harmony. And I'm not sure if I did understand this before, but like right now, I think that I have this person that I can talk to, and I think that we create good vibes. And I have friends that we respect each other. It doesn't matter if we have different points of view, but it's so beautiful, and then in the past I have like destructive interference with my friends or my partners that we cancel each other, and then the ego wants to be the best and have the last word, and that's when we broke the harmony, and we broke, so for me it was like really good to understand how that works. And then it talks about balance, and then it's great. Let me read it to you. Like Bruce talks about balance and how this works, and he gives us an example of that periodic table of elements. And then it talks like potassium and chloride, they spin in balance and they create a perfect couple, but it's in a codependent way because they need each other to be in harmony So this is because if one of them leave, then the other one is not in balance. And it's kind of like, our relationship with a person, that codependent person. I mean, the codependent is going to be me, but if I need someone to be with and to have balance, that's not good. And then it talks about the noble gas. This element is imbalanced by itself. It doesn't need any other element to be in balance. It's one and it's complete. And this is remind me I don't know if it's in English too, but in Spanish it's a saying that you have to search for your half orange. And when he was talking about that, I was thinking, no, I don't think so. It's more like you are a complete orange. And if you want to search, you have to search for another orange, and then, you can, I don't know, make juice or whatever together, but it's not half. We are not half. We are complete, like the novel gas. And then it talks about chemistry. And Bruce teach us how to see things and actions outside of myself, and how I feel about it is what creates a chemistry in myself. Um, how I see the world and the way I interpret it, my brain take this interpretation and translate it into a chemical and releases into my blood and goes into the cells and controls the movements and behaviors of my cells. So what this means is that I see the world, and the way I interpret it is so important to myself. And I think Sue was talking to us about this before. If we think that, or we saw everything that is negative, 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 and this is horrible and this is worse, but that's going to come to my body and myself. And the other hand, we can see everything in a positive way. And I'm not saying that everything is positive, but if I see that there's a learning process, that is something good is going to come about this thing that probably I don't like it, that's kind of like different from myself and my body. So I think this is great. And then he talks about psychologic. And then this is so interesting and so, oh my God, aha. I had like an aha moments with this chapter. And it talks about, our two minds, conscious and subconscious. And then the conscious is the one who starts the honeymoon. And the subconscious is the one who ends the honeymoon. I didn't get it at first. I was like, what did that mean? And then if we can understand how this works and how they both minds can work together to create a honeymoon effect for our entire life, if we can operate from the conscious mind. So if we operate from the conscious mind, that means that we have to be mindful the whole time. We can be in the here and now, and we can stay in the honeymoon forever. And unfortunately, the conscious mind is totally engaged with thinking. And when our conscious mind is not in the here and now, the subconscious mind can sabotage our honeymoon experience. Thank God we can reprogram our subconscious mind. We can get rid of the old programs that takes our goals, desires, and aspirations, and we can put a new program that help us get everything we can in life. The subconscious and subconscious minds learn in totally different ways. Well, what I get about this chapter is that consciousness is like right here, right now. That's my conscious mind. But my subconscious mind is what I have, inside of me from my past, what I learned my whole life. It's really great. And he say that the conscious and subconscious mind, they operate in totally different ways. And then he explained to us the conscious mind is the creator mind. This one is connected with your personal identity and your spiritual connection with your source. The conscious mind learns from reading a book, watching a movie, attending a lecture, or having an aha moment. It learns by doing things. It has all the information, but when we ask the question, has my life changed? The answer is no, because we only use the conscious mind 5% of the time. We practice mindfulness for short periods of times. If the conscious mind learns from reading a book, this doesn't mean that subconscious mind learns in the same way. The subconscious mind is still in the same old program. You are still in the same place of mind. If the two minds, conscious and subconscious, are connected, the subconscious mind is not going to have the same answer the conscious mind has. And a little bit more. Let me finish this part. The subconscious mind is a habit mind. There is two ways we can program that subconscious mind. Number one is by hypnosis. This is the way that we download the information for the 6 or 7 years in our lives. The subconscious mind operates in a frequency of theta vibration. This is why a child operates by hypnosis. We have 2 times a day to program our subconscious mind. This is the time when we move between being awake and to sleep, and the time that we begin from sleep to awake. This time is called the theta stage. We have 4 different states. Delta is when you are asleep. Theta is when you are between the awake and the sleep state. Alpha is when you start being conscious, when you start your day. And beta is when you are active the most part of the day. And I believe we in other book or something, I read about it, and I think I talked to you about it, is that time when you are asleep in the morning, and then when you start to waking up. I'm not sure if you notice this, but is this a space when you feel so good? Is before you can think about your problems, or you can think about your to-do list or things that you have to do. It's just this beautiful moment. And that part is when they say that we can start reprogram our subconscious mind, like thinking and positive. We can have like a music meditation, or we can do our affirmations at that time. So there are different things that we can do, but in this time it's really, really good to do it. And then we can do it in the night too, before we go to sleep. Instead, when you are awake, and then you go into the little asleep moment, and it's that period of time when you can do like a grateful. What I do is just like thank you God for this or that, or whatever I want to, or think positive thinkings, but this beautiful moment. And Bruce said that that's the moment that we can reprogram our subconscious mind. It's super interesting. The second way to program the subconscious mind is by habituation. If we repeat and repeat and repeat something, our subconscious mind will download and make it a habit. For example, the way that we learn the alphabet, sorry, it was what repeated it and repeated it. And then he says something funny. He say, sticky notes in the refrigerator is not a habit, it's a witch. A habit is when you want something and repeat it until you become a master. Like when you learn to drive a car, that's a good example. This is why the subconscious mind learns after you. This is the way that we learn after the 7 years of age, is by practice, practice, practice. And then lately, science teach us or let us know that we can learn another new way, and this is super learning. He say that it's a new way of learning and more effective way of changing a subconscious program. It is to believe change modulated, or energy. When you operate up the mind in a state of super learning, you can download information by wishing and rewrite programs using these new beliefs of change modalities and create new behaviors in minutes. You do this by searching for what programs you really need to change. We have had reprogramming since we were in the womb. This is time when we were learning by hypnosis and we don't remember what programs were made at this time. 5% of our programs are controlled by the conscious mind. Only 5%. 90% of our programs are controlled by the subconscious mind. So how to choose what programs we need to change is not simple. Look at your life and see the programs that are working for you now, and look at the programs that you struggle with. Then you will automatically know how behaviors you need to change. And at first, when I start talking to you about this chapter, I was telling you that the universe give you, some examples. And something that I didn't notice, but I have this person came to me, and she was talking to me about, she had to do something for her school, and then she was not this test or program or whatever she needs to finish. It had to be done in 2 weeks. So, but before, when she started this cycle, she had opportunity to do it, but she didn't do it. So at the end of these 2 weeks, she was so frustrated and anger. And then she said, well, it's because this program is not, for people that have responsibilities and a mother and blah, 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 blah. And she said, no, I don't like that. I don't think that I want to stay in this school, blah, in this, program, blah, 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 blah. And then I can see myself, I have a lot of problems with discipline. And then I saw her and I was thinking, that's Teresa, and so I look at her, I listen to her, and when she was done, I was talking to her and tell her, probably you didn't notice, but it's because, and I tell her an example of me, and I say, when I don't do discipline, and then I get like really frustrated because I don't finish whatever I need to do, then I start blaming others that I don't have discipline, but it's not their fault. But it's really easy for me to blame them, and then that they say that this program doesn't work and these people is not good, and I can say everything about other people instead of turn around and say, you know what, I'm not a disciplined person, and I didn't do it because I choose not to do it, right? So that give me like a wow, so that's awesome, because instead of blame others for my choose not to do things because I Because I'm the one that I can say, oh no, tomorrow, and I do it tomorrow or next week or whatever. And no, if I have discipline, I can do everything, and I'm not gonna blame anyone. So, and I was thinking, probably that's the way the war stars, or working with ego and things like that, because instead of seeing myself that I'm the one that I'm not doing this, or I don't accept this, or I don't want to change it, whatever, it's really easy to turn around and blame everybody, programs, the school, the people, the government, everything, because it's easier. That's the way that my subconsciousness is programmed. So that was like, wow. So I started, like doing, no, everything that happens when I'm driving and something happens or whatever, no, 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 it's not them. Take your responsibility. This is my responsibility. I have, the speed limit is 65, and I'm a little bit, 70 or whatever. So don't blame others because they get in front of you or whatever. So it's like really, really good that I can see that instead of search for the people that is guilty outside of me, what are I now I'm turn and see what I need to do, what I'm doing, or I don't have discipline in this and this, and this is the consequences of that. So I was like, well, thank you, universe, because that helped me, to go and see what my consciousness, if I mindfulness just 5% of my day. So, and then the 95 is in my subconsciousness is 95%, so it's really easy for me right now to understand that whatever I have in my subconsciousness can come out and sabotage my present moment. So it was really, really, really great. And then he said that I think look at your life and see the problems that you are working for you, and look for the problems that you struggle with, so it's kind of discipline. Then you will automatic know what behaviors you need to change. The easy way to change our behaviors is by using self hypnosis, creating new behaviors, habits, repeating every day religiously what you want to change. This will write a new program. Talk to yourself and tell yourself what you want and what you don't want. Talk to yourself about what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Listen to yourself about what you want to become with your new healthy habits. And another thing that I want to tell you about it, I have, on Monday, it was on Monday because I have the board meeting, and I was devastated. One of my dreams, or as a mother, because it was me, it was my ego, is I have, probably my daughter Tanya, and some of my dreams is to be her the most independent that she can. Well, she was lately struggle with that, making good decisions. So it was kind of like a big change for her, and I was devastated. But it was not for her, it was for me. And I didn't get it. It was like, I remember that I think it was around Monday when I was finished this this project, this talk. And then I read a lot of things that, wow, so I start talking to myself. I said, well, so exactly what do you want? And what is possible? What is the reality of this situation? And how do you handle it? How are you talking to her? How are you talking to yourself? Are you blaming yourself? Things like that. So it's like, it was really, and again, go back to my 95% of my subconsciousness, and just being, in the present moment. So it comes the time, I don't know, it was Tuesday, Wednesday, that I talked to her, And we have this wonderful conversation. And I was thinking that it's going to be like a big deal for the changes that we need to do. And it was not. She was like really, really understanding. And she said, "Yes, mom, I think we need to do this for this period of time. And I'm going to get everything together. And then it's going to be like, before blah, blah, blah." And she was so open, and I'm going to get this service and I'm going to get that service and I'm going to start, volunteering now. So it was like great. But that I understood that my subconscious mind was coming, my old beliefs, my old programming, and I have a lot of fear. But when I just talking to myself and try to be, in the present moment, be mindfulness, and just, talking about what we're supposed to be doing, like a mother daughter. And it was great. It was great. It was so amazing. I think this is the best time that we have a conversation like that, and so peaceful and so understanding. I'm so proud of her, but you know what? I'm so proud of myself too. And I'm so happy, for these books and these talks. Okay, then now we are down to a very fundamental understanding in life. Your life is an expression of your programs. Wow. And I'm going to repeat it again because I love it. My life is an expression of my programs because of the 90% of your subconscious. If you really want to change your life, you can do these two things. Live in a state of conscious, so that means mindful the whole day, or you can rewrite the programs of your subconscious mind. Reprogramming your subconscious mind is the best. One thing that is very important is don't get mad at yourself because you don't listen to your suggestions of change. Because when you talk to your subconscious mind, there is no there. That's really important because I was doing that. I need to change and blah 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 and this and that, but it's true. My subconscious mind is like a recorder. So if you try your subconscious mind by talking to, it's just a waste of time. We need to reprogram our wishes, desires, and aspirations. The consequences of rewriting our subconscious mind is that your conscious and subconscious will match your wishes, desires, and aspirations. Before reprogramming, the conscious mind brings you to the honeymoon, and the subconscious mind is the one that takes you away from it. But now you will have the same wishes, desires, and inspirations for both conscious and subconscious mind. And this is the way that we are going to live the honeymoon effect for the rest of our life, because conscious and subconscious mind are working together in harmony. And then at the end of the book, Bruce gives us a honeymoon checklist, and it's really great. And it's do a conscious mind review. Write down your wishes, desires, and aspirations. Write down those things that you want. Be conscious of what you're asking. Review, number 2, review your subconscious, review your life. Everything that you struggle with, you can reprogramming by hypnosis, habituation, and super learning. Number 3, in relationship, we need to have communication. Both need to be aware of the conscious and subconscious programs of each other. That's so important, because if only one knows about it and the other one does not, there is not communication at all. Don't try to change the other person because sometimes they are not aware of being broken, and this will break the relationship. I don't know if you know someone, oops, sorry, someone who wants to change another person for so many years and it didn't work. I promise you. Number 4, patient. Be patient with reprogramming. It is not going to work right away because you are working with habits and you need to create new habits. Be aware when your old habits show up because you are in the power and position to change that behavior. This is going to take patience and practice. When both partners are on the same page, they can talk to each other about their habits. And when they show up and engage with each other, creating new programs that support both wishes and desires together. In conclusion, about the honeymoon effect. If you go back to when you fall in love, just remember the beautiful time. You will find this true, that you create the state of being. We create it. It was not an accident. It was your conscious wishes, desires, and aspirations what you were looking for, and you find it. You already did create a heaven on earth. These issues is the issue, is what happened to it. Why it ended up where, why we don't live in love forever. And it was the interference of the subconscious mind. If you understand the programming and reprogramming of subconscious mind, then we can understand and change behaviors. Then you give yourself the opportunity to eliminate negative programs in your subconscious mind instead of self-sabotage yourself. You can replace these behaviors with new ones that match your wishes, desires, and aspirations. When your conscious and subconscious mind have the same program, you are going to be in the honeymoon effect or not, paying attention or not. This is going to go anyway. You are going to have this experience your whole life. And I don't know you, but just remember how beautiful it is when you met this person and then the first time that you go out or the first time that he or she talked to you, and when you start going out and talking and listen to music, or I don't know, it's so beautiful. And our state of being, it comes in that love, and the state of love. And I don't know you, but the sun is beautiful, everything is beautiful, outside your house. And I don't know if you remember it or not, but if something happens, it doesn't matter. Nothing is wrong. It's good. It's good because we see this beautiful and we feel this beautiful love feeling that whatever happened outside is not gonna disturb us. I was thinking about it as I was, yeah, that's true. And what I love about this book is that if we can reprogramming our behaviors, our subconscious mind, then we can live in the state with everything, So it's like, that's wow. Now you have the answer of why we are here. We are here to create heaven on earth. The time when you do this is when you fall in love. it will stay forever if you understand the mechanism that we just described. When you understand these programs, you can go back and recreate that, and it can be permanent way of life. Can you imagine just being in love every single day of your life? It will be great. And it doesn't matter that you have to be in love with another person. I mean, of course, that would be great, but what about if I'm in love with myself? And I live in love with the planet, with the people, with everything. I mean, with everything that has energy. So I know. I think that is wonderful. This book, it made me be wants to be in love. You are born into a heaven. You experience this once or more times, and you can do it again and again because this is how powerful you are. You are the creator and you are in heaven. When you use your creation, you will manifest heaven every day in your life, and you will enjoy the beauty of living this experience in this wonderful planet. And I just want to thank you and for listening to me, and I'm just wishing to see you again pretty soon. I believe Paul said that we're gonna start having our classes after June. And in life, if you choose to be in a church, or I believe it's gonna continue being in Facebook stream if you like to. But I just want to let you know that I'm so grateful with Unity. I'm so grateful from these talks. I love every each of the person, the speakers. They're so wonderful. And I will invite you to do the same thing. If you read a book, just come talk to Paul and teach us about your experience with that book, because I believe that I have learned a lot from other books that I haven't read just by listening to the other speakers. And well, I love you all and I wish you the best ever, and I hope to see you soon. Love you all. Bye bye.